Today's show is sponsored by the No Bullshit merch store on Teespring. Support the show by buying one of our tasty new t-shirt designs. We've got the classic No BS logo and the It's Okay to Be Right style, all available in shirts, sweaters, coffee mugs, and stickers at affordable prices. Do you want to look too cool for school? Order a No BS shirt today on Teespring. Link below. Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Well. It looks like Jimmy Kimmel has continued his downward spiral this weekend. Old Jimmy K's popularity may be tanking even more after today's story. Last time we talked about this shameless liberal shill was when Roseanne put him in his place about Trump a couple weeks ago.
I'm shocked because I know you were a very liberal, socially liberal person in general. I mean,
I'm still the same. You all moved.
We did?
You all went so far out, you lost everybody. I mean, seriously.
You're probably right, by the way.
A lot of your audience, and including me, I just want to say this, Jimmy. A lot of us, no matter who we voted for, we don't want to see our president fail.
This wasn't an embarrassing moment for Jimmy, certainly, getting slammed by a legendary sitcom creator and performer, on his own show no less, which also, by the way, his show pales in comparison to Roseanne's. So needless to say, Kimmel was not looking good after butting heads with her. And now, well, this week, Kimmel's taking blows again. This time he's losing to newsman and base right-wing commentator Sean Hannity from Fox News and syndicated radio fame. Apparently over the weekend, Sean and Jimmy traded words, which resulted in Jimmy putting his foot in his mouth once again, and even being forced to apologize on Twitter.
We are deeply sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. Sorry.
Before we get to that apology though, let's turn back and see how this whole story started. An article from Fox News has more details. It's called Jimmy Kimmel Defends Mean-Spirited Dig at Melania Trump, Apologizes for Lewd Hannity Joke. Check this out. After a heated back and forth between Jimmy Kimmel and Sean Hannity, the late night host released a statement Sunday apologizing for a lewd shot at Hannity, seen as mocking the gay community. But Kimmel was unapologetic about his controversial on-air jokes at First Lady Melania Trump's expense. Kimmel's message called for an end to the ongoing feud, which started after he delivered jokes making fun of the First Lady's accent. So, this all started when Jimmy Kimmel did some tasteless mocking of the First Lady's accent last week. Here's a clip from that episode of Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Of course, no White House Easter celebration would be complete without story time from our First Lady.
Never stop exploring, 'cause life would be boring. Be clever and curious, just like a cat. Ask lots of questions about this and that.
About these and that.
Okay, it's really not that bad on the surface, but this is the liberal left-wing media darling Jimmy Kimmel we're talking about here. He's supposed to be the moral compass for America or some shit, and this is the example he's trying to set, making fun of an immigrant's accent, something she really can't help. Now, don't get me wrong here either. I would never say a joke is not okay myself. I personally make fun of everything, and I say some pretty racy stuff even, sometimes. But I can see why Sean Hannity eventually criticized Jimmy for this. I mean, first of all, left-wingers like Jimmy Kimmel are the ones pushing for open borders, unlimited immigration, and all that bullshit. They're supposed to be all pro-immigrant, but I guess that only applies to the immigrants they like, namely the brown ones who vote Democrat.
Kimmel, you realize what this means? You could be First Lady of the United States. You got all qualifications.
The other thing that's wrong about this is Melania is the First Lady, not the President. In my opinion, if you hate Trump, you should just pick on him. Let's try and leave the wife and kids out of it. And that's not even mentioning the fact that Melania isn't a very vocal or political First Lady either. She's not the aggressive and manly type of First Lady like Michelle Obama was. If Melania was doing more public speaking and being more active in politics, I would say she's more fair game to criticize. But she's really not doing anything like that. The only footage they even got of Melania speaking was her reading this children's book at a ceremonial White House Easter egg event. So when you consider all of that, plus factor in Kimmel's own left-wing politics, well, you can really see how dumb and kind of fucked up this move was.
And it only got better from there.
Believe in yourself, 'cause you are really so smart. When you grow up and do all that you do, the most important thing is just to be you. That's the end.
In fact, some fans were so outraged by this mocking of Melania's accent by Kimmel, they decided to start a protest petition about it, vowing to stop watching Jimmy's show. Their petition got over 50,000 signatures too. Sure, this won't stop the Jimmy Kimmel Live show, but it does send quite the message. People are really starting to get sick of Jimmy and all his hypocrisy and all his left-wing nonsense.
Hey, I love that the Vice President Pence just released a children's book about a bunny. They read that to the kids? Nope, they went with Decent Dad instead.
But this is only the beginning of this story. After Kimmel mocked Melania's accent, Sean Hannity decided to come out and stick up for the First Lady. Hannity took offense and slammed Kimmel in his own primetime Fox News show, calling Kimmel a despicable disgrace and an ass clown.
This is brutal. Liberal Jimmy Kimmel making fun of the First Lady of the United States and her involvement in the White House Easter egg roll, even her accents. Jimmy, you're a despicable disgrace. Take a look.
This prompted Kimmel to devote several minutes of his next program to firing back at Hannity. Kimmel even said, "If I'm an ass clown, you're the whole ass circus."
I do not speak ass clown, though. What even is an ass clown? I was thinking about it this morning. Is it an ass that's a clown, or is it a clown that actually lives in an ass, like a little bozo bird in your butt cheeks? I honestly don't know.
And the spat continued to play out on Twitter as well. Hannity eventually dubbed Kimmel Harvey Weinstein Jr. Nice nickname. I think I'm gonna have to use that one. Thanks, Sean. Jimmy Kimmel also made sexually suggestive comments about Hannity's devotion to President Donald Trump in a now deleted tweet that said this: "Don't worry, just keep tweeting. You'll get back on top. Or does Trump prefer you on bottom?" And here's where Jimmy really went too far. First, he's making fun of an immigrant's accent, and now he's making homophobic gay slurs at Sean Hannity. Now, again, I have no problem with jokes and making fun, but when you're Jimmy Kimmel and you set yourself up as this open, progressive lefty, it's pretty damn hypocritical to then go and do this. Jimmy's supposedly pro-immigration and pro-gays and LGBT and all that stuff, so making these comments in public is a really bad choice. And I'm really surprised more of his SJW fan base haven't turned on him for this. The left usually likes to eat themselves alive. It may still happen though.
And more importantly, why is Sean Hannity openly fantasizing about clowns in the ass? Is that your thing at night when you have your pants down? When you're at 2 a.m., you got your laptop open, a Breitbart, you sneak into the den to hump a pillow from the Ivanka Trump collection.
Next, it appears Jimmy knows he went too far because on Sunday he issued a quasi-apology on Twitter. Let's check that out. While I admit I did have fun with our back and forth, after some thought, I realized that the level of vitriol from all sides, mine and me included, does nothing good for anyone and, in fact, is harmful to our country. Even in 2018, the vile attacks against my wife and wishes for death on my infant son are shocking, and I encourage those who made them to give their words and actions thought. I, too, will give my words more thought and recognize my role in inciting their hatefulness. By lampooning Sean Hannity's deference to the president, I most certainly did not intend to belittle or upset members of the gay community, and to those who took offense, I apologize. I will take Sean Hannity at his word that he was genuinely offended by what I believed and still believe to be a harmless and silly aside, referencing our First Lady's accent. Ms. Trump certainly has enough to worry about without being used as a prop to increase TV ratings. I'm hopeful that Sean Hannity will learn from this too, and continue his newly found advocacy for women, immigrants, and First Ladies, and that he will triumph in his heroic battle against sexual harassment and perversion. Jimmy Kimmel.
We're sorry. We're sorry. Sorry. We're sorry. I'm deeply sorry.
Funny, Jimmy acts like wives and kids are off the table now, after people come after him and his family. But before he was fine with going after Melania, Trump's wife. Really makes you think. This whole tweet was kind of a non-apology though. I mean, he only really apologized to the gay community, which is kind of playing this safe. Now, I'm not one to demand apologies, but I think if anyone deserves one here from Jimmy, it's the First Lady. Melania didn't do nothing. She doesn't deserve to get mocked for her accent. All she was doing was try and read a book to some kids for Christ's sake. And if anyone is exploiting this situation, it's really Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy implies Hannity is doing this for the ratings, but Jimmy was the one who started this to try and get ratings and laughs from his audience. His jokes about Melania's accent were meant to incite hate-filled laughs from his left-wing libtard audience. And, well, I think it's time Jimmy Kimmel, aka Harvey Weinstein Jr., I think it's time for him to stop. What do you guys think? Did Jimmy Kimmel go too far when he mocked Melania's accent? Was his gay joke about Hannity and Trump offensive? I still think anything is open to be joked about, but both of these lines starkly contradict Jimmy Kimmel and his left-wing stances. Comment your thoughts on all this below, and thanks for watching a new episode of No Bullshit. We'll see y'all next time. One more thing, I want to give a special thanks to these amazing Patreon supporters. You guys are the best. You guys went above and beyond the rest, and I love you so much for it. If anyone else wants to donate or join our Patreon crew, link in the description. Thanks again.